Hey girl, are your healthy habits all over the place or non-existent? Do you wish you could find true food freedom, move your body for joy, and really just talk a little nicer to yourself? If you have tried to habit hack your health, but the strategies you've tried just haven't worked for you in your busy lifestyle, then this podcast is for you. Hey, I'm Emily Nichols, habit and fitness coach, behavior change specialist, and Taco Tuesday enthusiast. Hey, I am here to tell you there is an easier way than what we've been taught about our health and our habits. How do I know? Well, because I've transformed my own life through habit hacking, and now my family gets the best of me, and I now help my clients do the same. I'm now going to teach you how to create healthy habits in less time, guilt-free for all seasons of your life. It's not your fault your habits haven't worked, my friend. We just have to do them differently. So, are you ready to feel empowered and transform your habits and life? Then let's do this. You're listening to episode 192 of Self-Transformed. Hey friend, welcome back to the show. I'm so happy you are here. We are just moving and grooving through February. I feel like this month has gone by so much quicker than January. And spring is around the corner. I am so excited. My oldest son's birthday is March 11th, so I always feel like that's a time of year where the weather starts changing. We have a few more warm days versus cold days. I mean, it could be either or here in Indiana. But spring for me means renewal. And new things are coming down the pipeline for you here at Self-Transformed. March 6th, I'm going to have a big announcement for you. And this is based on you, on what a survey I sent out last month that you all filled out. Thank you so much. It was so clarifying for me. I've done a ton of Instagram story polls, and I have gained so much information from you all on what your needs and challenges are, and that you want even more very specific habit hacking resources on movement, mindset, and in particular, food freedom. So that's what I am going to give you, okay? There's going to be some new resources coming your way, even more downloads coming to the transformation shop as well. I have heard you loud and clear. You want more from the shop. You want to get more involved in the society, and you want more specific habit hacking resources. Food freedom seemed to be the top one, which I totally get that. Totally get that. And just based on my own knowledge and expertise as being a habit and fitness coach, an advanced Whole30 certified coach, I'm not going to be rolling out any new Whole30 things, but specifically based on food freedom, because that is what I teach now. I can't wait to put this out in the world and serve you with an open heart and hopefully give you that transformation that you are looking for. So text me your favorite emoji if you want to be the first to find out what is coming down the pipeline. You can text me it at 773-904-2157. And I tell you what, I love seeing these emojis come through. It's always something different. So fun. Okay, let's talk about today's episode. Today we're talking about capacity habits. What does capacity mean? So let's give you the actual definition. Capacity means the maximum amount that someone can contain, or the amount that something can produce. Okay, the max amount that something can contain, or the amount that something can produce. So as busy working moms, there is only so much that we can take on, and only so much we can give effort to, right? There's only so much we can contain in our minds. I always give that analogy of all the tabs open in my head and on my laptop. And there's only so much that we can produce, like how much energy and time we're giving when we really want to prioritize our family, our work. And a lot of times we as individuals take the back seat, especially in regards to our health. There's such an invisible load we carry, right? And all the hats we wear. That's why we need to do habits differently, right? So, and shameless plug, go check out Atomic Habits for Women. It's my secret podcast. It's 5 short episodes explaining why women have to do habits differently. You can get the link in the show notes. So, because of this, because of our own capacity, and because we're carrying so much, we just are not able to maintain our healthy habits. We're tired. We're tired. And a lot of times we have an all or nothing mentality because we're frustrated, right? We're frustrated because we've tried so hard to take care of ourselves and you've just never been able to consistently do it. Like, totally. I get it. I'm not that farther ahead than you. But really, is your family really getting the best of you because you're coming from such a place where you have no capacity left, even for them? And it all really just boils down to taking care of our fundamental needs. So your capacity, thinking of your capacity, your time, your energy, it changes over time based on your priorities and the season of life you are in, right? Pre-kids, little bitty kids, teenagers, your capacity changes. So think back to when your kids were newborns, okay? Or if you have a newborn right now, I'm sending you a great big hug, mama, and like a hot shower. So you have capacity for different seasons of your life. So when I think back to when my boys, especially my oldest, Dylan, was a newborn, I remember my husband coming home from work after me being home with him all day during my maternity leave, and he would be like, have you not showered today? Man, that's not a very smart thing to say as a postpartum mom. But I just did not have that in my capacity. All of my time, my energy physically was given to my oldest son. Then when I had a second son, my capacity was spread even more. And I actually started getting a shower in the morning because I had to take my oldest to daycare. And honestly, I did not want to walk in there looking like a piece of trash because that's what I felt like, okay? And it helped give me a little bit more boost to be a little bit more present and productive with my youngest son, Tyler, when he was home with me during my maternity leave. So my capacity changed a little bit. And now, as a mom of a almost 15-year-old, Jesus, take the wheel. Oh my goodness, we're getting ready to start talking about driver's ed, and an almost middle schooler. My capacity has actually slowly increased, right? Their needs of me, my time, my energy has changed. When they were itty bitty babies, I was able to I had to do everything for them. As they got older, you do less and less, and your relationship changes and what needs they need from you. Maybe it's more so emotional and mental needs that they need from you now, that support from you, right? So my capacity has just increased. Now, it doesn't mean it gets easier, right? Even if you're thinking about how you apply this like to your job or your relationship with your spouse or just your fundamental needs in general, it doesn't get easier, but you persist. You persist. You learned and you made mistakes along the way, right? I found this really great quote when I was researching capacity today, and it says, "That which we persist in doing becomes easier for us to do. Not that the nature of the thing is changed, but that our power to do so is increased," right? It didn't get easier, but our power to do so. We've learned a little bit more about ourselves over time. That's from Herbert J. Grant, okay? So over time, your capacity will increase based on what you've learned about yourself, based on trial and error, based on the season of life that you are in. So we can't compare ourselves to anyone else because everyone's capacity is completely different. So how do we apply this to our health? Right? Our fundamental needs, movement, mindset, food, freedom. You know, those are the only 3 areas I coach on. There's so many things that fall under that umbrella of those 3 fundamental needs, but this breaks it down, keep it simple for us. So when I think about my own capacity for my health, just to give you an example, that has shifted over the years. And it's not easier now. It's not easier for sure. My schedule is all over the place. I am an Uber driver for my kids 24/7. But because of what I have learned, now I know, man, I have capacity for this or that to take care of my health because I know it allows me to show up as a better mom, as a better coach, as a better wife. I've been able to figure out my own capacity habits. So today, when we're thinking about capacity habits, we're just focused on our fundamental needs. So mental and physical capacity. So my daily habits of movement, mindset, and food freedom might be more extensive in my routines depending on the time and energy I have. So when you're thinking about capacity, you can think of it as in time and energy. Okay, so I'm going to give you some actual capacity habit examples for when you don't have that time and energy for your health. Okay, I know you've felt this way before too. You start a new healthy habit routine and you find a good flow. Motivation is high, but then life gets in the way and you find yourself in a season of life where that healthy habit routine just isn't working for you now anymore. Ugh, right? I mean, instead of just giving up, come take my free masterclass, The Healthy Habit Reset. You will learn the simple 5-step habit change method I only share in this masterclass, where I take the overwhelm and confusion out of health and teach you how to reset your habits for whatever season of life you are in with some basic habit strategy. And I know what you're thinking. How long is this going to take? I know your time is precious, my friend. So the masterclass is broken up into just 3 10 to 15 minute modules and is available as audio only too. I have a workbook to also help you take action, so it's not going to take up a ton of your time. Check it out for free and let me know what you think at bit.ly/free reset masterclass. There's a link in the show notes for you as well. I can't wait to see you inside of the reset. Now let's get back to the show. You know, maybe you're like, I want to go take an Orange Theory class, or I want to go take a hot yoga class, or I want to be able to meal prep. I want to be able to sit down and do like a devotional or pray or meditate for a half an hour. But you're like, I cannot. I have no time or energy. I have no capacity for that today. So we're going to kind of think of capacity habits today as a backup plan. So you're not doing nothing. You know, a lot of times we talk about all or nothing mentality. We're going to do something. Something is better than nothing. So let's talk about 3 different capacity habits. And bonus, these are all stacked on unconscious habits you probably already have. Because #habit strategy for women. Okay, so let's talk about it. So let's say you don't have the capacity, you don't have time or energy for movement, for a workout. But you know, oh my gosh, it feels so good to move my body and I sleep so much better when I do. And you know, I have so much more mental clarity for work. Okay, so I've shared this strategy lots of times. Let's go and do 10 squats every time you go to the bathroom today. #P squats. Okay. That's so simple. That's going to give you some movement. It'll produce the compound effect. You know, if you do pee, 10 times in a day, which a lot of us do for staying hydrated, and we all got those Stanley cups for Christmas. We're going to end up doing like 100 squats every day. That's amazing. If you were to stand there and do 100 squats at one time, it ain't going to happen. Okay. So that's a simple movement capacity habit. So let's talk about food freedom. You don't have the capacity or time or energy to meal prep. That feels very exhausting. You see people on social media spending 4 hours on a Sunday with these beautiful containers and these beautiful curated looking meals, meal prepping. And you're like, I don't have time for that. I'm running my kid to sports even on Sundays, or I am just at capacity time and energy wise, where I just cannot. Right? So maybe while you're packing your kids' lunch every day or the night before, throw something in your slow cooker. Every time, just have something in your freezer where you're like, boom, I can just throw it in there and put some water and some seasoning. I'm good. Okay? Use your slow cooker every day if you have to. That is such a simple food freedom capacity habit. Okay? Now, let's say you don't have capacity or time or energy to work on your mindset. This is the fundamental need I struggle with the most, because I'm like, I can do movement, I can meal prep all day long and focus on my food freedom. And it's like, oh, sit down and like spend some time with my thoughts. I'm too busy. I can't shut down my brain for that, right? So maybe you wash your face every night. I hope you're washing your face every night. I'm sure you are. We already have a morning and evening routine around getting ready that you don't even have to think about, right? So maybe every night while you're washing your face before you go to bed, say 3 things you are grateful for. What went great today? What are you grateful for? And not just be like, I'm grateful for my health, my kids, and my spouse. Like, no, dig deep. Dig deep. I am grateful that, I killed that presentation at work today. I am super grateful that my kids got along and I didn't yell at them today. I'm like, seriously dig deep into what you are grateful for, and that helps who you want to be. Okay? So, capacity habits. It's the bare minimum. It's the bare minimum when you don't have the time or energy or capacity to do anything for your health. But my friend, something is better than nothing. We can't continue to have this all or nothing mentality, because when we have that compounds in the negative way, where we do nothing for ourselves and we are just drained to the max. And then, like we talked about at the beginning, your family just isn't getting the best of you. You have persisted, you have learned and made mistakes along the way and gained more power to do things that you didn't think you could do before. My friend, you have the capacity for something tiny. I hope these 3 examples of capacity habits around movement, food freedom, and mindset will inspire you to stack some pretty basic, pretty tiny little capacity habits into your day so you are able to take care of your health when your capacity is at the max. Okay, let me know if this episode resonated with you. Come on over to Instagram and tag me in your stories at Emily Nichols 22, or leave a review here in iTunes, especially because it'll help more women find the show who need to hear this message today, that something is better than nothing, and capacity habits are going to help you take care of yourself. It may feel tiny, but my friend, it's more sustainable and will be more consistent than trying to do it all. Send you a big virtual hug. I'll check in with you later this week for Habit Hack Thursday. Hey girl, real quick before you go, if you want some free motivation texted to you every week to help you habit hack your health, send me your favorite emoji to 773-904-2157 to sign up for my weekly pump-up text. I can't wait to catch up with you there. And if you have any quick questions for me or feedback, it's me on the other end. So text me back, friend. And if you love the show, the number one way you can thank me is to leave a rating and review in iTunes. That way more mamas can find the show. Tag me in your Instagram stories at Emily Nichols 22 what you love about the show. Show me your review so I can shout you out. Love and appreciate you, friend. I'll see you next time.